Assalamualaikum and a very good day, everyone, and thank you for watching. Today's featured tech guest, I have Mr. Rabbani here, who is going to give us an outlook of what the MarTech industry is going to, show us as trends in the future. So, Mr. Rabbani, maybe a quick introduction and what do you do?
So my name is Rabbani. I am a digital marketer. I started out Optimas Management in 20 last year, 2 weeks before COVID lockdown in Brunei. But we provide marketing and advertising technology solutions to the market in Brunei, and where we pushing out for Borneo because we see great need in providing obviously digital creators and tech savvy marketers with cloud solutions, and that's where the market is going to. Why is because the region itself have already done this ad exchange through cloud using AI data, where publishers and also advertisers can automatically connect to one another, especially when times are a lot of brands and advertisers are doing majority of their work in-house. So we use cloud solution, and we see it as a present needs, especially with how the telecommunications in Brunei are going into a lot of the government linked companies, also seeing a data there is a need for a small market like Brunei, which only has about 430,000 of population in it. So even though it's a small nation, cloud solution will not only be a use in the small market like Brunei, but it helps to reach out the regional competitive markets such as Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam, and surprisingly Cambodia, who is booming in this sector also.
So thank you, Mr. Rabbani. And as the founder of Optimus, and during this startup phase, how have you leveraged cloud technology in keeping your side of business relevant to the MarTech industry?
So I guess in what I'm providing, especially building EdTech and MarTech, it's definitely we are like considered a pioneer in Brunei. Even though it has been over a decade that what we digital marketer call programmatic has been around for so long, AI and data management, other countries in Southeast Asia has been doing it. China has been even longer. All these have been done. Whereas in Brunei, they are just starting into it. So a lot of this conversation, especially when I start having a conversation of edtech, advertising technology, this is it tickle their feathers with interest in a Brunei market, but understanding what it is requires individuals such as myself, even yourself, Daniel, when you talk about it, a lot of conversations where a lot of education needs to be done. So by having this, conversation, we actually have a room to where I start to realize that there's a lot of room to grow, because of that they do not. I'm sorry to say it this way, but they really do not know what I'm talking about. And thus, it really needs to go from top down and bottom up to really reach out to the locals in community base, organization base, and government base. So that actually having a startup to do all this is not easy.
So Rabbani, what do you think is the outlook of the advertising, marketing, and PR industry in the next 5 years?
Entering the Brunei market with no presence of MarTech and EdTech, where Optimus is trying to build a MarTech ecosystem, we obviously we did our due diligence to find the research, and that is where we find out that through data that the digital ad spend in Brunei is about US 40 million by projected to have 40 million sales in ad spends on 2021. And that is actually a majority coming from social media. And you're looking at 17 million because a lot of Bruneians believe in, Facebook, especially Instagram, this is where they get their information. And a lot of publishers utilize this platform to push their content into it. You see a lot of Bruneians wanting to be content provider, and they are actually starting to create their own media agency in the market. But and because of that, this is a potential growth of at least 6.5% on year-on-year growth till 2025. So that's how we see the business going to be like in the next 5 years. While the consumption of digital media obviously creates, synergy of conversation, not only of Brunei context, does it reach out to the overseas market? It does, because of it, a lot of locals, a lot of Bruneians, sorry, I shouldn't say local, Bruneians, do actually consume international news. They can potentially reach US 14 million in digital media. We're talking about digital banners, email marketing, video, your OTT platform. And because of that, Brunei is not tapping into it because they don't have the cloud solutions like EdTech, where they can read the customer data management platform, the publishers, which are which provide the supply side of platforms of technology or the cloud, the advertisers, and majority of them actually utilize the US cloud solutions, and even the international brand that do invest some form of advertising back into Brunei goes back into the US market. Thus, if we were to able to provide cloud solution with the publishers, with the advertisers, this money will be well spent back into the Brunei market and build the digital economy in the next 5 years.
Thank you, Rabbani, for that. And any key takeaways for the viewers today?
Well, key takeaways is that I think not Brunei market and the Southeast Asian markets should not be afraid to communicate with one another, especially when it comes to cloud solution, because where we as marketers in this atmosphere, ecosystem of MarTech, and where we are pushing for an advertising solution, we need to help to connect one another, especially to help the economic growth. If Brunei is pushing for a Wawasan 2035, and they also provided a digital master plan, economic master plan for 2020 to 2025. This is where I see that we a different avenue that the market can see. Because of it, there's so many designers right now. There's so many people who claim to be a digital marketer, but how is being connected is that a majority of the market, especially during this time of COVID, also it opened up a gap into the EdTech. And by investing in cloud, you are actually not only connecting, it's not only about cybersecurity and everything, but there's also another ecosystem that actually can help build the economy, and that's within the outside to reinvest back into Brunei. And that Digital Brunei initiative has to be pushed in the forefront so that our local publishers can own some digital channels and platforms, such as the websites that everyone's creating right now, all this e-commerce that's popping up in Brunei, all these app developers, which governments are actually pushing more creators to build, but they're not able to monetize because there's so many brands and advertisers in Brunei. But when you are looking for even bigger brands and advertisers, we have to be exposed outside. And that's where the EdTech actually comes in to support all these developers and publishers in this market. Another key takeaway is that I was mentioning about publishers. Yeah, when they own these rights, they need to remember that the cloud helps to connect them, to the digital spending. And key things, growth of competency gap. The competency gap in Brunei with digital marketing, it's very backdated. They're still selling ad space like ad men back in the 1950s. And we need to stop thinking that way and need to still start thinking data, key, and business development. And these are the key things. Selling media is an art, and you need to be analytics. You need to be creative at the same time. You don't need to be a designer, but you know what? If you don't work with one another, that's what we are here for. And you know, even the AI solutions that are available in the market can help you in areas that you are not good at. There are already platforms that helps you with creation. There are AI solutions or data cloud solutions that provide you data. There are art solutions that provide you with geo-targeting. So these are a few things that the market can look for and keep it away. And don't be afraid if you do not know, which personally as a startup, there are certain things that I do not know. What I do is I start having conversations with key industry leaders in the market that knows what a customer data management platform is. Which then after I realized, hey, I need to build partnership with them. Then after that, there are key partners who are leaders in the cloud solution. Hey, I do need to talk to them because you know I don't have a facility. Might as well connect to the clouds because of that. That's where I can keep my informations, my creative, my campaigns, all my filing systems with them. So this is a whole ecosystem, and in the market ecosystem, there's 6 stacks of it where you need to focus on, which is the the advertising and promotions, the social and responsibility community, there's the data, the management. All these areas shouldn't be silos. It should be a key network where it helps the industry locally and regionally. And lastly, I feel that the companies here are also shifting, especially the key GLC companies that are present in Brunei that focus heavily on marketing. So they're shifting a lot on performance marketing, which is everything done in-house. So it's going to be a very different kind of environment where you buy digital media and buying of it. So the cloud solution is very important because it targets the community of audience, because individuals like you and myself, Daniel, we like different things. As you can see, I wear a flower shirt, so I might be a very colorful individual. You are I think in your LinkedIn, it shows they're very sporty and always on a run. So that's a different kind of audience base, and with the cloud solution, it understands how to spend your marketing effectively, and that's what is happening in the market globally. And Brunei is starting to do it. They're not spending as much as how it used to be maybe 10 to 15 years ago.
I echo you. And yes, looking at the demographic of things and to reach out in spending the right amount of money on investment to a niche market of audience, you need a lot of technology behind that. You need a lot of infrastructure, analytics to understand the kind of data-driven decisions you will take with your company to achieve great things in this industry. So thank you very much for your time today, Rabbani, and I wish you luck. As a startup company, I feel that there is a lot of ecosystem that you can attach yourself with, a lot of networks that you can attach yourself with, and knowing what the industry trends are today for the advertising, PR, and marketing space. And I really appreciate your time.